Welcome back, folks, to the random video blog where every single Friday I, Graham Jason Matthews, give my rambling thoughts on the wrestling world, share a few stories, etc., etc. I know I said last week today's video blog would be all about my top 5 favorite Money in the Bank ladder matches, my top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins, which will be coming at some point. But I decided to switch up the schedule just a bit. Someone asked me on Twitter at 450 Amanda Splash, I believe her username is on the Twitter, asked me this past week when I'd be doing another a reminder of why I'm a wrestling fan video. Now, for those of you that missed it, or those of you that have only been subscribed for the past few months, year or so, I haven't done one since January of 2015, but basically that little mini-series is, I did one right after I went to Raw in June of 2014, so 2 years ago. I did part 2 of a reminder of why I'm a wrestling fan after I went to a Northeast Wrestling event, an amazing night in Northeast Wrestling where I got to meet AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, and so many others in November of that same year. And then I did my third installment, and the last one today up until now, right after I went to TNA New York City back in January of 2015. So again, this week I was going to do my top 5 favorite Money in the Bank, whatever, which I'm going to wait until next week to do, considering next Sunday is the pay-per-view, Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Next Sunday on the WWE Network, cheap plug for you, WWE. But I'll do that next week, my top 5 favorite Money in the Bank ladder matches, and I'll save my top 5 favorite Money in the Bank cash-ins until, whoever wins this year's Money in the Bank ladder match cashes in. Maybe if it's that same night, I'll do it the following week. Who knows? But I will save that for a later day. Today's video, again, like I said, this was recommended to me this past week. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought that this week there was no better time to bring back this little mini-series of a reminder of why I'm a wrestling fan than this week, or just this time in general in wrestling. Because I've said it time and time again, it was the last thing I tweeted before I crashed on Wednesday night, right after NXT TakeOver, right after Breaking Ground, that I was reassured of 3 things on Wednesday night. 1, why I love wrestling. 2, why I love NXT. And 3, something along the same lines as well that, 2016 has been a great year for wrestling. I truly, honestly believe that. I wrote a whole article last week for What Culture, 10 reasons why 2016 has so far been a very good year, if not a great year, for WWE up to this point. I might be speaking too soon, the latter half might be shit, but all things considered so far, from where we started back in January to where we are now, I would certainly say it's been a very successful year. And storyline, just from a company standpoint for WWE, and just all around in wrestling. Again, a reminder of why I'm a wrestling fan. It's not one event. For the past 3 installments of this little mini-series, I've talked about a reminder of why I was a wrestling fan coming out of those 3 shows. I didn't go to a show this past week. I just saw a great week in wrestling. Pretty much every show that I watched this week was really, really good. NXT TakeOver obviously taking the cake, which is with just an amazing event from start to finish. And I just fucking love NXT. I've been an NXT binge forever now. But just most recently, most prominently this past week with TakeOver and everything else. I rewatched TakeOver Dallas. I was watching just a lot of other stuff on the WWE Network, NXT related. Raw was really good this week, I thought. SmackDown was really good this week, I thought. Even TNA Impact, which people do not give a chance anymore, which is completely understandable. But we've got Slammiversary coming up on Sunday, and for the most part, the top 3 or 4 marquee matches of that show look really, really promising. For those of you that have not been watching Impact as of late, and again, I don't blame you because the company does not have a good track record of delivering when it matters most. But the product, since they moved to Pop TV earlier this year, has improved significantly, immensely. It is so much more bearable and so much more enjoyable to watch. I wrote a whole article a few weeks ago about, 5 reasons why you should be watching TNA Impact Wrestling if you already gave up on it, which again is fine. And they don't have much star power right now, but they have a really solid roster. And they've really been making the most of who and what they have over the past 6 months since the start of 2016. So Impact is doing really well. Ring of Honor is always enjoyable. Looking forward. I watched this past week's episode. It was really, really good. The great main event of Donovan Dijak and Jay Lethal. What else? What's the other? Lucha Underground obviously has been doing really, really well. That's always been very entertaining. So there's just so much to like right now about wrestling. WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground. I know there was that whole tournament that went down in Japan this past week that was won by Will Ospreay. I did not watch the Japanese wrestling scene by and large. Once in a while I'll check out a match or someone sends it to me. I've yet to watch Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. I know that's a crime. I've only seen highlights. I did watch the final few minutes, but I'll probably watch the full thing at some point. But again, it's just I went to bed Wednesday night after watching TakeOver and then that Breaking Ground special. And I just said to myself, I love wrestling. And I do that a lot anyway. I mean, I said it after I went to the NXT show a couple months ago. But so far, I mean, 2016 has really given 2015 a run for its money. And for many people, 2015 may not have been a good year. I thoroughly enjoyed 2015. If you ask John or I at JNaps on the Ring Wrap, JNaps Ring Wrap on the Twitter, I've got my words twisted there. Both of us will tell you that our favorite years in wrestling over the past 10 years since we started watching, me in 08, him for 06, was 2015. But I'm really starting to think that 2016, again, has been a great year and very well might surpass 2015 for me. Just with everything considered, from NXT to WWE to just pretty much everything. I had a great time at Extreme Rules where I got to see Seth Rollins come back. I had an amazing time at NXT a few months ago where I got to see Samoa Joe win the NXT Championship. SmackDown was a lot of fun back in March. Got to see the Beast incarnate in person. Brock Lesnar's heading over to UFC. Another thing I forgot to mention, on July 9th before returning at SummerSlam, which John and I are going to. I'll also be at Raw the next night, and also just announced this past week, I will be at Brooklyn this past week, or this upcoming year as well. So for the first time ever, I will be going to 3 wrestling shows back to back to back, the full 3 days. I don't know how the hell I'll be able to stay alive for those full 72 hours, but I'm going to do it. I got my tickets. I'll be in Brooklyn, I'll be at SummerSlam, and I'll be at Raw, all in Brooklyn for those 3 days. So hopefully if you're going and you're going to one of those shows, if not 2 of them or all 3 of them, let me know, and hopefully we can meet up at some point. But again, it's just not one thing made me want to make this video. It's just I fucking love wrestling right now, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's just been a really fun time. So hopefully I would love to hear what you guys are enjoying in wrestling right now, whether it's NXT, WWE. We got the brand split coming up pretty soon, which I always love. The draft is, really holds a special place in my heart. I did one of the first ever video blogs I did for this very channel. 2.5 years ago, was my favorite memories of the WWE draft, saying I hope they bring it back one day. And lo and behold, they're bringing it back this summer, so that's another thing to look forward to. But again, there's just so much to like right now in wrestling, from the Japanese wrestling scene to Lucha Underground to Impact, Ring of Honor, NXT, WWE, what have you. It's going to be a loaded summer. I just got, I got chills thinking last night that as great of a month, for me anyway, that May was, June might be even better, especially from a wrestling standpoint. You got Money in the Bank coming up next Sunday, which is shaping up to be not only the greatest Money in the Bank pay-per-view of all time, but one of the greatest pay-per-views, period, in recent memory. And that's saying a lot. With the card that we have on tap for that show, and I don't know if, I think a lot of people are getting their hopes up really, really high, because WWE's setting them pretty high. They're setting their expectations and standards pretty high for that show. And it might be disappointing, but being the optimist that I am, I want to think that it's going to be as great as they are, hyping it up to be. And I think it can be, if booked properly. But we got Money in the Bank, we got Slammiversary, like I said, this upcoming Sunday, which, if you're not watching TNA, I would say check out at least a few of the matches from the card, at least the main events. The main events for that show should be really, really good, so I'm looking forward to Slammiversary on Sunday, which I might be able to watch if I'm around, I'm not working. So I got that on Sunday, Money in the Bank, Ring of Honor's Best in the World pay-per-view is 2 weeks from today on the 24th. That should be a great show. Jay Briscoe versus Jay Lethal Part 2 for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Again, just a lot of, and we had TakeOver this past Wednesday, so 4 back-to-back, not, days consecutively, but I'm just talking about this month in general. 4 great loaded pay-per-views, and it's really kind of setting the precedent for what should be an amazing summer season, not only for WWE, but just the entire wrestling world, I would say. I made a whole video blog, again, 2 years ago, if you want to check it out, right here in the Random Video Blogs, in June of 2014, saying why the summer season is always the hottest season for wrestling, even more so than the road to WrestleMania. I love the road to WrestleMania, but I feel like it's, up and down, whereas the summer is almost always consistently entertaining. And so far, it has proven to be just that, with episodes of Raw being really, really good. Memorial Day wasn't great, but we had the John Cena AJ Styles confrontation. Seth Rollins is back. John Cena's back. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Neville should all be back soon as well. And it's just really looking bright. It is really, really looking bright for the future of wrestling in the near future. I'm not saying we're in the midst of the next wrestling boom or anything like that. Don't misquote me here. But I really do think that if you're not invested, I'm not going to say that if you don't love wrestling right now, you're not a wrestling fan. But I would say if you're kind of feeling down and you're not too excited, I would recommend to you, there is a lot to be excited about right now in the world of wrestling from a lot of different companies. If you're not liking what WWE is doing, then, watch TNA or Ring of Honor or Lucha, which is always entertaining, or even NXT. And I would certainly say NXT, as much as I love Lucha and Ring of Honor is always entertaining, and even TNA is doing a lot better, NXT is above and beyond my favorite wrestling promotion to watch right now. Every single Wednesday, I just get hyped up. I get amped up. I just have this buzz inside of me surrounding NXT. And it's just an amazing thing to watch. So I'm looking forward to that. So again, guys, road to SummerSlam, the No Sleep Till Brooklyn Tour Part 2 kicks off. I mean, it already technically kicked off, but it's on the we're on the fast track to WWE Weekend in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, and just 2 months away. So I'm looking forward to that. So I just wanted to kick off summer season. Not officially. Summer season does not officially kick off until June 20th or whatever. But you know what I mean. We're already on the right track to what should be a very fun few months in the world of wrestling and beyond. So with all that being said, guys, I know there was really not one center theme for this video per usual, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All that support is amazingly appreciated. Like I said, I think on hashtag this past week, I didn't mention it in the video blog last week, and maybe I did. I think I forgot, though. We recently surpassed 900 subscribers here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for that amazing milestone this past week. I think we hit it over the weekend, last weekend, but I didn't really notice it until like Monday. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. Amazingly appreciated support. As always, you guys are just the absolute best. And I look forward to continuing to pump out content throughout the summer. So speaking of which, too, got a special video coming your way. If you haven't already listened to it, head on over to nextdayWrestling.net. The link is down in the description box below. I reunited with one Tommy Sharp, my buddy from school, or he actually works at this school, but my co-host of WWEC Radio. And we talked all about a full-on, almost hour review of WWE NXT TakeOver the end from this past week. We did a full-on hour review. The audio is up on the website. The video is up on the website. It's up on Tommy's channel. But if you want to check out the video of us talking about NXT and the audio as well, it's up on the website. And the audio itself, I will be uploading here to the channel on Sunday. So if you don't go out of your way to check it out today or tomorrow or whatever, it will be up here in the channel in your subscription feed starting Sunday. So check it out, guys. It's a great conversation. And again, looking forward to what should be a very stellar summer season for wrestling. So on that note, guys, have a great summer. Hopefully you guys are going on vacation soon. If you're getting out of school, enjoy. Good luck with finals if you have finals. I've been done for the past month now. I feel amazing, so I'm looking forward to what should be a fantastic next few months and just in general. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. Have a great one. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you folks down the road.